Hi everyone. In just a few minutes here, it's going to be Shabbat in Israel. We're going to light the third candle for Chanukah. It's very, very exciting when Shabbat and when Chanukah intersect like that. It happens at least once a year. Sometimes there are two Shabbatot, two Shabbases of Chanukah. This year there's only one. And we will light the Shabbat candles and we'll also light the Chanukah candles. But first we'll light the Chanukah candles and only then will we light the Shabbat candle. Light is an enormously powerful symbol. When God created the world, the very first saying that we see in the Torah, in the Bible, is when God says, Vayihi or, let there be light. Now, I don't think it's only describing the order of the creation and what happened in the creation story, but when God says, Vayihi or, let there be light, that's an instruction to humanity. God is telling us that our job is to bring light to the world. In fact, the commentators say, when it says, Vayihi or, let there be light, it's not talking about natural light, like when you turn on a light bulb or the sun or anything like that, but rather it's talking about a spiritual light. And the very next verse says, Vehi mavdil bein or lechoshech, God divided between the light and the darkness. And what that means, it's not talking about night and day again, but it's talking about this spiritual light which was set aside for the righteous. It's the light of the Torah, the light of goodness, the light of spirituality, and the other side, darkness, are the forces of evil in the world. So the very first thing that God says is Vayomer, all right, Elokim, God said, let there be light. That our job in this world is to add and to bring as much light, to bring as much Torah, as much goodness, as much spirituality as we possibly can into this world. And this is the idea of Chanukah. Chanukah was the forces of the Jewish people, of the Maccabees, against the Greeks. The Greeks believed that the world was a man-centered world, that man was equal to, if not greater than the gods, the Greek pantheon of pagan gods. And Judaism said the exact opposite, that the world is meant to be a God-centered place, that there is one God, and our lives are meant to revolve around God, not the opposite. This is a world of service to Hashem, to God, and we have to live our lives trying to discover and uncover constantly, what does God want from me? The Greeks felt that no, our job in this world is to say, as a human, what do I contribute, simply without any conception of God's expectations of me. And so Judaism rebelled against the Greeks, and this is a battle that didn't just go on 2,300 years ago, but it's going on till this very day. It's the battle between those who believe that the world needs to have more spirituality, more godliness, where it has to be a God-centered world, versus those who believe the opposite, that it is a man-centered world. Unfortunately, there are many of those who have turned sports and science and entertainment into religions. It's not that Judaism is opposed to sports or science or entertainment. I love sports. I enjoy science, reading science and learning about science. And entertainment, I like the movies as well. However, when they become a religion in and of themselves, as it does for many, where we have completely foregone our connection to our religion, and we spend more time worrying about who is the batting average leader in Major League Baseball, or who's leading the NBA in scoring, when that's more important to us than bringing light of goodness into this world, then that is the path that the Greeks wanted. And we have to fight that. So when it says, Vayihi or, let there be light, it's a very powerful thing. Now I'll tell you something fascinating. Every single day of creation, it says, God said, there was evening and it was morning, day one. Evening and morning, day two. There's only one day where it does not say there was evening and there was morning, and that is the seventh day, Shabbat. And the sages tell us that the sun came up Friday morning, and the Bible does not say, and it was evening and it was morning, because the sun never went down. There was light all day Friday. It never got dark when Shabbat began, and it remained light for 24 straight hours of the Shabbat. So you had a total of 12 hours. Friday plus 24 gives you 36 hours of light. Now, if you notice, you take the candles of Chanukah and you add them. We light 8 days of candles. Day 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and so on up till day 8. You will notice there are 36 candles that we light. There were 36 hours of light in the world and the first week of creation, and there are 36 candles that we will light for Hanukkah over the course of the Hanukkah holiday. And the idea being that God was telling Adam and Eve that our job in this world is to bring light. We have to increase light in a very dark world. And we know that one single candle has the ability to dispel an enormous amount of darkness. So I will bless you all, and I hope you bless me back, that we should all be beacons of light in this world, that we should all raise our candles high and bring as much light of goodness, of godliness, of spirituality, of holiness as we can into our own lives, and let that light spread into the entire world. Shabbat Shalom. May this be the greatest Shabbat of your life, at least until next week.